Come with me down to the French Quarter when the fog is so thick you can taste the Mississippi on your tongue. The year is 1947. The air is heavy with chicory coffee, spilled bourbon, and the sweet rot of magnolia blossoms that never quite fall. Gas lamps glow like tired fireflies along Bourbon Street. Somewhere in the distance, a trumpet is crying slow, lonely notes that refuse to land. On the second-floor balcony of a narrow Creole townhouse, painted the color of old absinthe, 22-year-old Evelyn LeBlanc leans against the black iron railing. Her heart is racing faster than the river current outside the levee. She smooths the emerald green silk dress she saved 3 whole paychecks to buy, the one that makes her eyes look like swamp water at twilight. Tonight is the night everything changes. At exactly 10 o'clock, Thomas Guidry, trumpet player for the house band at the Blue Note Club, will climb these very stairs and kiss her properly for the first time. They have planned it for weeks. He will leave the club at 9:55, cross the street under the gas lamp that never quite goes out, and meet her here. 9:55 p.m. The club door swings open. Thomas steps out into the wet night, carnation bright in his lapel, trumpet case swinging at his side. He looks up, finds her eyes in the fog, and smiles that crooked smile she has loved since the first time she heard him play, "Do you know what it means to miss New Orleans?" 9:57. Evelyn's fingers tremble as she lights a lucky strike. She promised herself, promised him, this would be her last cigarette. After tonight, after the kiss, she quits forever. She watches him cross the slick cobblestones, each step bringing him closer. The fog curls around his ankles like it's trying to hold him back. 9:58. Thomas is halfway across the street when headlights cut through the mist. A taxi, rushing to beat the curfew fog, rounds the corner too fast. Brakes scream, metal twists. The trumpet case flies from his hand and clatters against the curb. The carnation is crushed beneath a tire. Thomas never reaches the stairs. The scream that follows is Evelyn's. It rips through the quarter, bounces off brick walls, and settles into the foundations of every building on Bourbon Street. People still swear, 70 years later, that on certain foggy nights you can hear that scream riding the wind just before the trumpet starts to play again. Fast forward exactly 70 years. November 11th, 2017, 9:30 p.m. Camille LeBlanc, 25, Evelyn's great-niece, is alone in the old family apartment above the same balcony. The building has been empty for decades. Dust dances in the moonlight. She is only there to clear boxes before the sale. Behind a loose brick on the balcony wall, she finds a small, rusted tin. Inside, one unfiltered Lucky Strike from 1947. Still perfect, still fragrant. A black and white photograph of a young trumpet player smiling like he has the world in his pocket. And a yellowed note in Evelyn's perfect convent school handwriting. The note reads, "If you are reading this, it is November 11th again. Light the cigarette at 9:57 exactly. Stand where I stood. Do not be afraid. Trust the fog. He's still trying to get to me." Camille laughs nervously, then looks at her phone. Tonight is November 11th. The fog outside is thicker than she has ever seen. 9:52. She steps onto the balcony. Same gas lamp flickering. Same iron railing warm from the day's heat. Same impossible fog rolling in from the river. With shaking fingers, she strikes a match. The 70-year-old tobacco crackles to life exactly like it was rolled yesterday. 9:55. Far down the street, a trumpet begins to play La Vie en Rose. Slow, aching, heartbreaking. Impossible. The Blue Note Club has been a tourist souvenir shop for 40 years, yet the notes drift closer, clearer, real. Through the golden mist, a tall figure appears in a sharp 1940s suit, carnation fresh in his lapel. 9:57. The figure crosses the street looking only at the balcony. 9:59. Thomas Guidry, 26 years old, breathing, alive, climbs the stairs exactly as he planned 70 years ago. The cathedral bell begins to toll 10. He steps onto the balcony, gently takes the cigarette from Camille's fingers, and crushes it under his shoe. the promise they made about quitting after the first kiss. Then he cups her face with hands that feel impossibly warm and real and kisses her with every second of 70 years of waiting behind it. For 30 perfect seconds, the fog glows gold. The trumpet holds one endless note. Time forgets its own rules. The entire quarter seems to hold its breath. Then the 10th chime finishes. The fog lifts like a curtain. Thomas is gone. Only a faint trace of cigarette smoke and the crushed carnation remain. Camille stands alone, heart pounding, tasting 1947 on her lips. Only later does she understand what really happened. 9 months after that tragic night in 1947, Evelyn gave birth to a son, Camille's grandfather. She never married. Every November 11th for the rest of her life, she returned to that balcony at 9:57, lit a fresh cigarette, and smiled into the fog, knowing he was still trying. The kiss finally happened. The fog simply borrowed 70 years to deliver it through the bloodline that carried it forward. Some nights, when the fog rolls in thick enough to swallow the river, regulars on Bourbon Street still hear that trumpet and see one gas lamp burn just a little brighter than all the rest. Thank you for walking these misty streets with me tonight. If this story touched the part of your heart that still believes love can bend time itself, hit subscribe, tap the bell so you never miss the next secret city, and comment which city you want us to uncover next. Until the next fog rolls in and the trumpet plays again, listen close. Good night, New Orleans.